Hello. So I've been really excited to show this off and see what people are interested in. This is the 537 Enterprise B by Marshall Models. I was not prepared for just how big 537 was going to be. Uh, I mean, I knew I was going up in scale from the 650, but I did not quite understand by how much. Um, this is this is all pressure cast urethane fiberglass and a, a ton of 3D printed resin parts. And to give you an idea of the scale difference, this is the 1650 saucer, which, I mean, to me, that was already pretty big. Uh, the detail on this is very, very good. So I had built the 1650 scale Sovereign class, which was similar. It was fiberglass resin, some urethane parts. Um, the detail on this is, I think, just leaps ahead. Now, if Jonathan Marshall sees this, definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Sovereign class model was not originally his mold. I'm pretty sure that was from when it was originally Sovereign replicas, somewhere around 2006 ish. This is all Marshall, and I'm really hoping some of the detail comes through on camera, but all the the windows and the grid lines are consistent and really well represented. They're not too deep, not too shallow. Uh, and just like other kits like this, if anyone has worked with pressure cast kits of any kind, there's always some cleanup you have to do. The cleanup on this is really minimal. Uh, we're talking just stuff along, the join areas. There's really not much here to remove. Just a Dremel cutting disc or the right bit will take care of that. Same with the saucer. I am not sure. I don't think anything really has to be removed from the rim here. It's mostly sort of an inner lip, and I don't know if you can see it, but the fiberglass mesh here. It's nice and sturdy. There's no give to these parts. They are solid, um, and they are all straight. There is no warping or misalignment that I have noticed, including the nacelles. The nacelles are just straight as an arrow. I mean, these things require really no modification. And even the 650 scale nacelles that I have here, I I actually had to heat treat these to get them straight, and then I put some brass rods in them to just hold their shape. You can see the scale difference is quite. It's big. I love it. It's very big. Now, most of the parts are here in terms of the hull. We have the pylons. Um, this is like an industrial type resin with a wire channel molded into it for lighting. A little bit of cleanup on the pylon areas themselves, and there's bolts here that align with this urethane part. You can see. So this has to be carved out. There is a separate resin piece that fits in here, and then whatever you need here, like wire channels and whatnot, can be carved out from here as well. Here's the neck. This is 8K printed resin. Looks very, very good. There are a ton of add-on parts for this. This is also resin. This is the rear cargo or shuttle bay, whatever you want it to be. This is actually a floor and sidewalls for doing an interior bay. And the decal sheet, I forgot to pull that out here. I'll get a photo of it and include it with this. The decal sheet includes like landing lines, and such for this bay. You can do 3 bays on this, and that's how I'm doing it, as originally designed in the original Drexler Master Systems display, where instead of impulse engines here, these were marked as Shuttle Bay 1, port, and starboard. And that is how I intend to do it. Those parts are included as 8K printed resin. A little bit of modification is needed so that they slip in here. I mean, you could do them as impulse engines as well if you wanted to, but there's enough room that's a decent sized little interior that can be seen. And parts are included to that effect. Again, here's like a floor. Here are some resin sidewalls and rear walls. And I don't have them out here because there's no way I could fit everything that's included with this on one table. There is a translucent resin ceiling for lighting. So this has 3 shuttle bays. Here is the impulse deck, also 8K printed. Lovely part. All of this stuff is really, really very nice. The front end nacelle caps are also resin. The nacelle grills and tops of the nacelles are in translucent for lighting if you want to. I may actually include a separate switch just to light these up. You know, maybe at warp they light up. I'm gonna have to play with that. And again, these are straight, no modification required at all. The SARD collectors are here. These are also translucent for lighting. They look very, very nice. Really nothing that needs to be modified there. Planetary sensor dome here is also resin. The only thing that really needs to be done with this is to just take a cutting disc to cut out the actual sort of spotlight areas. That's a great looking part, completely accurate in every way too. So also, this is pretty cool. I am not sure how I'm going to tackle the windows yet, but for all the windows on the kit that need to be drilled out if you're going to light it, also included, and I'll have to get a photo of this for the detail to really show. These are the round ones. There is a separate baggie for the ovals. These are acrylic inserts that go into each window. There's a lot of them. I'm not going to count them. I do not intend to. That does not sound like a fun time. But it is a very complete kit, and I really can't think of anything that's missing. This is a very detailed resin print for the undercut utility / cargo bay / USB-C plug, you know, whatever we've designated this. This is an area just like the deflector here. This does have to be carved out by the modeler. That's really not a big deal. Once that's carved out, there are, once again, resin included pieces to complete this. And these are very well done. You won't be able to see it. I'll have to get a photo. There's a notch here, so you can just perfectly align the part, and that seam, it just disappears. So it can be glued and then reinforced from the outside if you need to. And there's also parts for, you know, the back wall that glows. Everything is thought of. Everything's included, including impulse grills. Like I don't think I'm gonna have to make any parts here. So the impulse engines are actually acrylic. I think these are acrylic. The main impulse engines. the bridge and deflector dish and oh, let me show this. There's a resin part for this section here. Uh, the impulse deflection crystals, all of that, they're all molded in clear for lighting, which is awesome. And then the side torpedo launcher areas, these can be carved out and replaced with parts that are included in and also including the I don't know, the mega the mega phasers or whatever these are. Not sure if there's consensus on that. There's an amazing number of parts to this. And I'm going to have to make an armature and stretch my armature legs here. I think I will do the same thing that I had done for the 650 and have an aluminum disc made for this. And then I'll have to construct a frame and likely another threaded adapter where I'll have to figure out where a good balance point is. Can't really go in through here because of the shuttle bay. I think I'm going to have to put it right here, which is about where it is on my 650 scale one. That seems to be a good balance point. And that will be a brass tube that comes up, and then some kind of framing that sits flush up against this and supports it like that, so that all the downward force and weight of the model is going to be shunted down the tube that is sitting here. I still have a ways to go on my 650, but this has me really, really excited. And I'm going to do all the shuttle bays and interiors using 1/700 scale figures. The reason for that is after just sticking one on here and looking at the size in relation to the deck height relative to window rows, things like that, that is my own personal retcon of this scale. So I'm sort of considering this, even though it's 537, I'm considering it basically 1/650 scale. We know that the Excelsior scale is off, and you know, like a lot of ships, it's not just Excelsior. I mean, Bird of Prey, come on. But that's how I'm going to do it because the size of everything makes sense, and the Excelsior, when you see it in Star Trek 3, you see it in Generations, it just feels massive. It is a big, big ship. So I'm going to model it up as such. And I'm really looking forward to upscaling some of my existing masking that I'm using for the 650 and apply it to this. All of this will be completely different. This will all be different, but most of it, like the nacelle Aztecs, a lot of the pinstriping, other things, like the blue accents here, all of that will directly translate over with some maybe minor corrections to curvature. Anyway, anyone out there who has seen this or didn't know about it and is now interested, it's a really, I'm again just really impressed with the quality of this, especially just given that it's cast. There is something special about cast resin, pressure cast kits in general. Let me know if there's anything you're particularly interested in knowing about this. I'll try to get some more in-depth photos to go along with it and try to show off some of these 3D printed parts. I don't know when I'm going to start this because my head right now, I'm trying to wrap it around the internal armature. Once I get that started, I think I'll be able to have a little more brain space dedicated to how I'm going to tackle specific aspects of it. Anyway, let me know what questions you have and what you think, and catch y'all later. Bye.